Welcome, crafters and curious minds, to the Crafting Made Simple podcast. I am genuinely thrilled about what we're exploring today because, well, we're diving into something you probably just tossed this morning. Yes, we're talking about that humble item, the empty toilet paper roll. Seriously, these cardboard tubes. They're about to change your crafting game. Okay, let's unpack this. And hey, before we get too deep into all this creativity, just a quick reminder that you can always find more Crafting Magic tips, tutorials, all that good stuff by signing up for the Crafting Made Simple newsletter. Just click the link in the description, or you can visit birdsend.pageforms 981 BOLRES. Oh, and of course, all the supplies we chat about today. Links are in the podcast notes or over on the blog, paperflowdesigns.com.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is how something so everyday, so unassuming, can really be a starting point for, well, just immense creativity. And it also encourages a more mindful approach to what we use. It's more than just a craft project. It's like an invitation to see potential where maybe others just see rubbish. The real beauty is how accessible it is. Nearly everyone has these rolls, right? And scissors, maybe some yarn or paper lying around. It just massively lowers the barrier to getting started with crafting, makes it super democratic, really. And it underlines that whole idea of repurposing.
Absolutely. I mean, when I first saw the sheer range of things you could make from these rolls, my whole perspective on waste kind of shifted. We're going beyond just chucking them out. We're talking about transforming them into like charming home decorations or even really heartfelt personal gifts. It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? What does this upcycling actually mean for our crafting habits? And maybe even more broadly for how we look at the everyday objects around us.
It's a great example, isn't it? Like the circular economy, but on a tiny scale, right in your home. The sources we looked at, like paper flow designs, they really highlight that you don't need specialized, expensive stuff from craft stores to make beautiful things. Instead, they really push this idea of turning these ordinary cardboard tubes into what they call creative treasures. And it's not just about saving money, though that's nice too. It's about fostering a deeper appreciation for the resources we have. They talk about simple crafts, designed to spark your imagination, whether you're doing it with kids or just having a quiet, creative moment yourself. It's about seeing possibility in the overlooked.
Right, finding those creative treasures in unexpected places. So let's dive into our first project, shall we? It's perfect for this time of year, bringing that cozy seasonal feel home. Cozy pumpkins. I just love how something so simple, like a basic roll, can become something so endearing and decorative. Really captures that autumn vibe.
They really do embody that, and the best part of how simple they are. So for these cozy pumpkins, you mainly need your empty toilet paper rolls, some chunky yarn, those lovely fall colors like orange, white, maybe a deep green. You'll also need scissors, obviously. And for the stems, little wooden dowels work, or even just twigs you find outside. A hot glue gun is handy, but definitely optional. It just helps keep things extra secure. Let's walk through the steps like they lay them out. They're surprisingly straightforward. First, prep the roll. Take your empty roll and decide how tall you want your pumpkin. Now, here's a great tip for getting that nice, squat, plump shape. Shorter rolls make rounder pumpkins. So if you want that cute, classic gourd look, don't be afraid to cut it down a fair bit.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Shorter means rounder. Got it.
Exactly. Then, the wrapping. Pick your yarn color, thread a strand through the middle of the roll, leave a little tail outside. Then it's just this rhythm of wrapping the yarn around and around, threading it through the middle hole each time. You want to cover all the cardboard nice and evenly. No gaps.
Right, keep going until it's totally covered.
Yep. Once it's all yarny, you secure the end. You can usually just tuck it neatly under the other layers. That often holds fine. Or, like I said, a tiny dot of hot glue makes sure it won't unravel later.
Okay.
Then the stem, just pop your dowel or twig right into the middle. Again, a bit of glue helps if you want it really sturdy for, handling or display.
Makes sense.
And finally, the fun bit, shaping. Gently fluff up the yarn, kind of push it outwards to get that full, round pumpkin look. It's amazing how a little fluffing really brings it to life, makes it pop.
Those steps are super clear, and the result sounds just charming. And here's where it gets really interesting. These aren't just pretty faces, are they? These cozy pumpkins are so versatile. You could scatter them on a mantelpiece for that rustic warmth, or maybe use them as a handmade centerpiece for Thanksgiving. And they'd be such sweet, thoughtful little gifts, too. The whole idea that something this lovely comes from a discarded loo roll is brilliant. It totally shifts how you think about good crafting materials.
It's a fantastic example of how simple methods, done with a bit of care, can create really impressive, meaningful results. These aren't just decorations. They kind of carry the story of their own transformation, don't they? Adds a personal touch you just don't get from mass-produced stuff. It encourages us to see crafting not just as making a thing, but as a process of mindful creation.
Yeah, Exactly. Okay, so from that cozy fall feeling, let's move into crafts that bring a bit of nature, maybe some whimsy, right into your space. These next few really show off the imaginative side of TP roll crafts, proving they're useful for more than just seasonal stuff.
Oh, definitely. The sources highlighted some really delightful nature-inspired projects, all about bringing the outdoors in, but with a playful artistic twist. Take the roses made from toilet rolls. It's less about complex folding, more about clever cutting and shaping. You cut the roll into strips, then kind of shape them into petal forms, layer them up. The result is surprisingly realistic. You get these lovely flowers that can brighten any space, and you don't need to water them. Perpetual blooms.
Huh. Perpetual blooms. I like that. Okay, what else?
Then there are the pretty toilet paper rolled butterflies. These are fantastic, especially maybe for crafting with kids. Super easy. Just the roll, some colorful paper for wings, maybe pipe cleaners for antenna. You can get really creative. Perfect for, brightening up a kid's room, making a mobile, or just cute party decorations. Really cheerful.
Yeah, simple and effective. Love it.
And next, owls in a tree. Again, really fun. You transform the rolls into these little owls with colorful paper feathers, stick on some googly eyes for personality, maybe add patterns. And the suggestion is to hang them on a tree backdrop, could be a real branch, or even one drawn on the wall. Creates a really cute scene, especially for a nursery or playroom.
Oh, that's a lovely image. Owls on a branch.
And finally, for pure magic, handmade fairy tale style houses. This is where imagination just goes wild. Paint the rolls bright, fantastical colors, add tiny details, little windows, doors, maybe even tiny animal figures peeking out. And the really enchanting idea is maybe hanging them in the garden. Imagine finding these little fantasy houses nestled among the plants. So whimsical. It'd delight anyone, I think.
Oh, wow. Fairy houses in the garden. That just sparks so much joy, doesn't it? It
Yeah.
really shows how these simple things can inspire imaginative play, that sense of wonder, especially for kids, but honestly for adults too. Building little worlds from basic materials, or just adding that unexpected burst of charm somewhere. It's putting a bit of playfulness and art into everyday life, consciously.
Exactly. It nurtures that inventiveness, doesn't it? And provides a really accessible way into crafting, whatever your age or experience. It shifts the focus maybe from following strict rules to just exploring and creating, which is key to keeping people engaged with crafting.
Right. Okay, so let's shift again maybe from pure whimsy to crafts that are a bit more targeted, perfect for specific seasons, or even practical uses like gifts or helping out wildlife.
Yeah, this category really shows the incredible range of the humble TP roll, moving from decorative to genuinely functional. For instance, for elegant winter decor, the sources mention elegant winter snowflakes. It involves cutting and shaping the rolls quite strategically to form intricate patterns. Then you add paint, maybe glitter to catch the light, and suddenly you have these beautiful, delicate snowflakes, perfect for the tree, windows, garlands. Again, repurposing things you already have into something lovely.
Snowflakes from Lou Rolls. Well, that clever.
Then there's a really innovative one, the toilet paper roll bird feeder. This is great because it connects you directly to nature. Super simple concept. Coat the roll in peanut butter generously, then roll it in birdseed until it's completely covered, then just hang it outside on a branch or hook, and you get to enjoy watching the local birds come for a snack. Brings life right to your garden.
Oh, I love that. Practical, and you get bird watching thrown in.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's a nice little reminder about our local ecosystem. And for those who like eco-conscious decor, there's the eco-friendly wreath. This uses a technique of cutting, shaping, and gluing multiple rolls together to make these layered petals. You assemble them into a wreath shape, maybe add some artificial or dried flowers for color, and you get a really stylish decoration that's also super eco-friendly. A physical example of sustainability.
I am just loving this dual benefit idea. You're not just making something beautiful, you're being environmentally thoughtful too, giving a second life to stuff that would just end up in landfill. So what does this all mean? For making a positive impact with our creativity, it shows our choices in how we create can be as important as what we create, right?
Yeah.
Fostering that mindful approach.
Precisely. It demonstrates clearly that sustainable practices don't have to be massive, complicated things. Small choices, like transforming a toilet paper roll, can add up. They shift our relationship with waste. It's not an end point. It becomes a starting point for new possibilities.
That's a great way to put it. Okay, finally, let's look at how these simple rolls can jazz up celebrations and add that really thoughtful, personal touch to gift giving. It's about adding that unique handmade charm to special moments.
Absolutely. And for celebrations and gifts, the sources had two fantastic ideas. First, Valentine's Day DIY party crackers. Such a delightful way to share some love. You wrap the rolls in colorful paper, maybe with heart designs, tie the ends with string or ribbon like a traditional cracker, and the magic is inside. Fill them with sweets, small trinkets, or little handwritten notes. A really personalized touch for any party showing effort is the gift.
Ah, handmade crackers. That's much nicer than the usual plastic tad, isn't it?
Definitely. Then there are mini gift boxes out of toilet paper rolls. These are super versatile and surprisingly easy. You can paint the roll with acrylic paint any color you like. Once it's dry, just fold the ends inwards to create this neat little box shape. Add a ribbon, maybe a little tag. Perfect. Ideal for small treats, maybe some jewelry, or just a thoughtful note. It just elevates a small gift into something really unique and memorable. Adds that layer of intention.
I just love that, how these handmade items bring such personal warmth. Whether it's a party favor people actually keep or a tiny gift that says, I really thought about this. The fact you put your own creativity into it makes it mean so much more than something shop bought. Turns a simple gesture into a proper memory. It's the story behind it.
It really does elevate gift giving, doesn't it? Infuses it with intention, care, shows that thoughtfulness often means more than the price tag. It's a nice antidote to just disposable consumer stuff. It invites appreciation.
Well, we have certainly covered a lot of ground today, from those cozy pumpkins to mini gift boxes, even bird feeders. It really highlights the hidden potential in stuff we normally just chuck away.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's truly amazing, isn't it? The sheer breadth of creativity that can come from something as everyday as an empty toilet paper roll. It covers everything. Home decor, seasonal bits, whimsical fun, thoughtful gifts, party touches. It really pushes us to reevaluate how we see everyday items and their potential, you know? It begs the question, what else are we overlooking? What else could be transformed with just a bit of imagination?
I couldn't agree more. The variety and the ingenuity we've talked about today are just incredibly inspiring. I really hope you, listening, are feeling energized and ready to, well, roll up your sleeves and try some toilet paper roll transformations yourself. These really are easy, enjoyable projects. Good for all skill levels, whether you're a crafting pro or just looking for something fun and accessible to get started with. And just a reminder, you can find links to supplies in the podcast notes or head over to the blog at paperflowdesigns.com for more details and pictures. And for a steady stream of crafting ideas and inspiration, do sign up for the Cracking Made Simple newsletter. That's at birdsend.pageforms981BOZ Yay, IVIS. So next time you finish a roll, maybe pause before you toss it. And think about this. Beyond the crafts we discussed today, what other everyday items do you have lying around? What could they become? Something unexpected, beautiful, maybe even useful. Let your imagination lead the way. See waste not as an end, but maybe as a beginning. Thanks for joining us on the Crafting Made Simple podcast, and happy crafting.